How's it going, Gremlins? Today we're going to try and get this car running. I do know from the previous video it does have a little bit of issue with the idle where I took on my cell phone. Wants to idle roughly. So I'm going to try addressing that before we move on to some timing and some other things that you'll see in the video. Okay, so I'm going to try and fix the idle issue, or try to remedy it some. I believe the air idle control valve is going bad or has went bad. It does not want to idle for crap unless you're on the throttle. So I'm going to do what any reasonable person would do. I'm going to try and drill a small hole in the throttle plate just to see if that helps and see what that does. So let me punch a hole in this and we'll see if this helps any. Here, as you can see, I got the timing light. I did check the RPM just to make sure that it was idling about where it should be. It was a little low, but the timing light got in there to check the timing. You kind of see me reaching the back and moving the cam position sensor. That's how you adjust the timing. Getting adjusted it to where it needs to be. I think I set it to about 14 degrees, which is a little high, but still within tolerance. So should be good to go. And we'll see how it runs once I actually get it off the lift and get to driving it. Now I got all time to get everything tightened down in the back. You can still kind of hear a stumble in it as it's kind of spitting and sputtering a little bit. I'll put a short little clip in, some slow-mo I took. You'll kind of see in the clip what's going on, but one of the injectors wasn't firing or spraying properly. That was causing this I guess a little misfire because it wasn't getting the proper fuel, so it would catch up to itself. As you can tell, it's a little hard to see, but the third injector, I guess if you're going from the left, be 1, 2, 3, or the second from last, however you want to look at it, it'll fire a little bit, but not nearly the other two, or the other three. The first two and the last one really get some spray coming off of it. I do not recommend doing this unless you have to. Made a heck of a mess of the fuel. Obviously this is a slow-mo. In real time that happens so much quicker, and I drenched everything in fuel, which if everything was hot could cause issues with things being flammable and catching on fire. So don't recommend it, but for science and entertainment I got to see what was going on. I did get injectors ordered, so I'll get those replaced and hopefully that fixes the problem. Well, we finally got the car off of the lift, back on the ground. Here's some updates going over what I've done. The car is running now. I have drove it around a little bit, so this will be a kind of an update of what's going on and what the future plans are and kind of what I've done to get to this point. It's been a minute. Lots of progress so far. Engines in the car. I did come up with a hood strut to hold it up. A little bit of extra work, a little bit of cutting. I don't know how well you can see it, but right there, little cutout. So it closes and holds itself up. I got the headlights on. There is a slight variation in the gap from this side to this side. Let me close it all the way. It's a little easier to see. So a little big gap there versus a real narrow gap there. So just something we'll have to work on. Say one thing with the strut, that side does not want to close all the way. Gotta give her a little push to make it the rest of the way. But it's looking a lot closer to a completed car now. So I do need to raise this up. Say there's a slight lip there, just from where this piece here needs to be either bent up or just lifted. Then on this side, same thing. Kind of hits. Just needs to be lowered. But they line up pretty good with the bumper and the fenders. See, the gap along the edge looks good. One big thing I have had to fight is the driver's side door lined up good, but there's a decent sized gap on both the front and the back. So get that closed. If you go to the passenger side, doesn't want to close all the way. There is almost no gap whatsoever anywhere. But if you come to the front, which I need to get this front fender put back on, it's also the same. There's almost no gap, which makes very little sense. As far as the hood and everything, say the lines look good. I do have a green hood hinge because the one I had lost in the bed of the truck, so I borrowed one off a buddy from work. So I'll have to swap that out eventually for the proper one and give him his green one back, but not a big deal. I think that's pretty much everything. So I'll have to double check on what I've done and what I haven't done. So the interior's mostly put together, minus the glove box. I did get the A-pillar put on over there, so it's not just the bare metal no more. Eventually I need to get this thing painted and cleaned up. That'll be sometime next year, or I shouldn't say next year, sometime early next year, maybe March or April. Say one of the guys at work is supposed to help me out. He knows a guy that does body work, so I guess it's fairly cheap. I did fix, well, I hope I fixed the locks on the soft top. So I got some replacement locks online, so they lock in place now. So hopefully, unlike last time I drove it, they don't come unlocked while I'm doing 60 miles an hour down the road. Anybody want to buy some stuff? Because I have extras of everything in a giant mess, which I need to clean up. I did find the motor that will hopefully be the forever motor in this car, which is a K24. This one is a Z7 variant, pretty much same as a Z3. So it's a Z7, kind of hard to see, but so pretty similar to Z3. Come with all the bits and bobs, wire and harnesses, starters, alternators, AC compressor, pretty much everything to put it into a car, but not the rear-wheel drive version. It does have the throttle body on it, which I probably won't need, being the kit I will buy to put it in this will have that on it. So now that I do have a wire and harness, I may have to see ECU routes, which way I want to go, whether I go the Honda or the Haltech. So initial plan was the Haltech, but that may change now that I do have a wire and harness for it. The guy was kind enough to give it to me, so eventually this will go in there. That's something that's going to take some time and money to get to, but stock this makes about 200 horsepower, which is about double the one that's in here. So twice the horsepower, twice the fun, right? Also, because I'm thinking about it, I just walked by it. The other issue with the door is this gap here. It does not want to seal at all. So I can stick my finger all the way down, but when you get down here, it's tight. So I'm not sure if that's something to do with this pillar being bent. I can't see it being that way because the windshield and stuff's good. The only way to fix that is to jack the whole door up, and that's pretty much impossible because this back piece here is stuck up like, I don't know, a good inch or so above it to close it. So something for the future I'll have to deal with. Short term, I'm probably just going to find some foam, some weather stripping or something like that, just to fill that gap so no water or rain gets in it. The door does open and close a little hard just because it does hit back here. There's not much I can do about that just because of how close that gap is. like I said, in the driver's side, there's a significant gap. Slow progress. We've had some super cold months. I don't know where you live, but it's been like negative 10 degrees out, and for whatever reason this week for Christmas they decided to give us 60-degree weather. So got the garage open and working on it some more to pick away. One other thing that I forgot is I found a filter that should, coaxing, fit over that. Has a temporary solution, being that I had melted this trying to get it started the first time. I don't know if I said that before. So this is siliconed in to this pipe with a tube. I'd like to at some point maybe 45 it, or put 30-degree bend into it just so it fits a little better, but I'm not too worried about it, being that I found the other motor. Hopefully by the time I figure this one out, it won't be a problem no more. So why spend money on this motor and car? I shouldn't say car. This motor and setup if I'm going to something completely different. So what's $50 on this one versus spending $50 on the motor that should be a permanent solution? So it doesn't make much sense. Eventually this motor will come out and be posted online for sale to whoever decides they want it. Runs and drives great. Haven't had any issues with it. I've taken it out a couple times now, minus the cold weather. And yeah, overall it's a good motor, but it's just not the power level I'm looking for.